Neil, good to see you. Welcome to you and those watching, listening to Inside Emtek. This is episode 1.
Amazing.
Before we dive right into sort of more about Emtek and construction materials, been a big milestone in the company recently. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, no, thanks, Darren, and welcome anyone and everyone to literally my office. This is our 31st year in business, so we recently completed our 30th year, and I just feel amazed and also delighted that we have reached that milestone as a company. I'd said before, 30 years in business is no mean feat, and there are some there's highs and lows in any part of life, any part of business, and I just feel excited that we have achieved that and that we have more we feel we can do and want to give to the market. The company started back in 94. I was 16. My dad had this idea of starting a business, and I just found this so exciting and like, wow, what can we do to figure this out? And the company has grown from a little village called Ballinderry Upper to now we're based not too far away in Lisburn here, but we operate in every county in Ireland, and that's been a huge privilege. It's taken a lot of hard work, and it still does, but yeah, I really love what we do. We have a great team, some really tremendous products that we feel serve the market so well, and I'm looking forward to chatting about those today.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an exciting time, and we're enjoying the journey.
And in those 30 to 31 years, what's changed? You look at the products, you look at the customers, you talk about it across the whole of Ireland. What's maybe stayed the same?
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen evolve?
Yeah, I think, Darren, the main challenge is more the pace of life, the pace of doing work on carriageways and motorways and town centres. There's such a pressure on our customers to repair the carriageway or do work in the town centre so quickly. Maybe we're less patient than we were 30 years ago, but there's huge pressures. There's volumes of traffic have increased massively over the years. The size and weight and speeds of vehicles, everything is just, exponentially got more strain on Ireland's infrastructure, particularly on the road network. Budgets may not have always aligned with those pressures. So we have to try and operate in a space that we can provide really strong, rapid setting materials that can really perform in the long term for the customer. And really the secret that we are seeing is, like, if we can help create a stronger infrastructure with a very rapid repair that you don't need to go back to, and that's a win for the contractor, a win for the overseeing body, but also for people like you and I that maybe live in the street or travel that way to work or at the weekend with their families. Let's be honest, we don't want that disruption or inconvenience. So what we enjoy innovating and pioneering, and it's the sort of DNA within the business of trying to really, like, what's the best solution? How can we serve really well and give our customers a real level of help and support? So it's exciting.
Yeah. You talk about we in terms of supporting customers all over Ireland. This is like mixing up mortar. Have you ever been out?
One example, when I was about 19 or so, we had a opportunity to show one of our mortars to a local authority in Carrickfergus, and you'll pass that way nearly most nights going home. But they had a problem of a gully that was collapsing at the side of the road right on the wheel track. I was asked to go and sort it out, show the customer the product we had and demonstrate how that might work and solve the problem. So I nervously jumped in the red Land Rover Defender 90 at the time and on my own mixed the product. I was stressing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But incredibly, it was quite easy. The product worked really well. We were able to set the arm work. It set quickly, and the road was open very quickly for the customer, and it held up the arm work. That really showed me that, wow, there's an opportunity that we could really do a great job here.
Yeah.
And actually getting involved and mixing it myself has given me an understanding over the years of what it's like to use these products as in they're super easy, they're very strong, but also to see the customer in their own environment, basically hands-on, boots in the ground, covered in basically all sorts.
Yeah.
Cars flying past. That's a pressurized, stressful environment. But to be able to bring a solution, make that bit of their day a bit easier, I just found it exciting then. I find it hugely rewarding now. So that's kind of a bit of an insight into how Emtek found its way in construction materials. And, there's huge pressures in the industry, the pace that I mentioned. Everybody wants everything done now. You can't wait. Don't have time. Don't want to sit in traffic lights. So the cost of putting out temporary traffic management is expensive. The cost of equipment, specialist labour, it's all very, very expensive. Insurances. So if we can play a part in providing a good product, and it helps everyone.
Yeah.
So that's what we enjoy doing.
Curious to know, like, what makes the product so special? It solves a problem, but there's other people in the market.
Yeah.
We have competitors.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's a wonderful product, but Darren, I think what I've seen in my experience in business, having an excellent product isn't always enough. And I believe we have the best materials in the market. They're stronger, they're quicker setting, they're easier to apply, there's no hazardous risk in using them. They do what they do, they're simple to use. But it's having the product available, it's getting it delivered on time, it's having the training and the skills provided to give the customer the assurance and the peace of mind that when they mix it up on site, they're going to flow through the work real super quick and easy. So what we've tried to do and take to a sort of higher level than maybe others is offer to come and show, like what I did in Carrickfergus as a 19-year-old, we still come out and show customers in every corner of Ireland how to mix and apply these products. And Darren, the reason I think that's important is that we want the customer to get the right use of the product, no wastage, no wasted time, and that they will get an excellent result every time they use the product. So I believe in the importance of training, of coming alongside the customer, of being a trusted partner that they know any issue, they can pick up the phone and we will come and help them. And actually it's been a great way of getting to know customers over the years, at the side of a road, in a yard, just understanding even more about them. Like it's been a real pleasure to do that. So that helps us get more insight. We can then adjust and bring in more products that we know will help them even better.
Yeah.
So for example, a lot of the early mortars and concretes, the mix of them would have come out like a trowelable mortar. Then we realized if it was flowable, it would just be so much easier to mix it in the tub and just pour that out. So now there's a whole range of flowable mortars. Yeah. We're even putting red coloured pigments into some of the mortars so that the customer and the inspectors can easily identify, pop the lid off the cover and go, that's the Emtek mortar we asked for because there's the red pigment in the dye. Totally unique. No one else offering that. Yeah. And again, these are just lovely things to see where we're innovating. We're trying to keep that pioneering spirit to really deliver an excellent solution for the customer. At the end of the day, the customer keeps coming back. We benefit from that and they benefit from a great service. And that kind of excites me that we get to do that.
You mentioned talking demos every corner in Ireland, training. You yourself have done them. Yeah. Our team is doing them. In terms of supporting, coming alongside, are there standards? Are there specifications? Are there guidelines for people that are doing this kind of work on footpaths, roadways?
Yeah, I think there's a number of standards in the industry that we need to be thinking of. And we've written a lot about that in the business. You can jump on our website and we have some guides there that people can download and we explain the key points. But one thing I really found fascinating the last number of years, that really there has been detailed research, particularly by Highways Agency and Nottingham University, that has helped the Irish market identify through that research the key failure to ironwork collapsing on the carriageways It's not the road, it's not the ironwork, it's not the chamber, it's actually the mortar, that little bit of bedding mortar, 10 mil, 20 mil. And if that's not strong enough, that collapses under the pressure and the heavy pounding, and that is the failure starting to happen. So by understanding that, we've been able to come up with a solution that will manage a high compressive strength, it will have flexural strength and tensile strength. And rather than just meeting them, we've been able to smash those out of the water. It's just exciting. They're great products, you know. And again, they're easy to mix. They're easy to apply. You know, we live in a busy, fast-paced environment. If you're opening a road, you're cutting a hole in the ground, you need to have that quickly, rapidly repaired. You imagine the cost of traffic management. Like, we've been out and seen with our customers the stress they're under with people hooting the horn, shouting out the window.
Yeah.
You know, why are you closing the road? I've got to get to school. I've got to get to work. So there's a huge pressure placed on the infrastructure contractors and authorities and overseers in Ireland, as it is across the world. So we're in the business of trying to help them accelerate the solution, open the road quickly, get on to the next project.
Yeah.
If they can get more work done in the day, commercially, that's a benefit to them.
Yeah.
But also for the end user, the person like you and I and people listening and watching who want to drive home at night or head to the shops. Like, we want to help reduce the number of traffic management closures, failures on the network, because it just slows down the pace of life, and it's a costly thing. You know, you go and work on a carriageway, it is a very expensive thing to do. You need specialist labour, equipment, you need trucks, so there's a lot of costs involved. If we can take one element, and actually it's a very crucial element, if we can make that a bit easier, take that stress away, it's a great result, and it's great to be part of that innovation in the industry at the minute.
Is there anywhere else you would, again, someone watching, listening, is I've heard Emtek, or I've heard Neil right now talk about stronger infrastructure, better, faster, stronger, highlighted a lot of issues on carriageways, roadways, and almost it seems like stuff below ground level, like things that people in their day-to-day might not see. Is there anywhere else that if someone was going through Belfast, Dublin, Ballina, anywhere across the whole of Ireland might say, oh,
well, I would say
Emtek was involved with that?
Anyone listening or watching to this today who's been in anywhere in Ireland, you've probably walked over some of our grouts on the pavements and public realms and town squares across Ireland. And I remember we had a new product manufactured with our partners in the factory called Flowpoint. And this is like a flowable slurry grout, the sort of thing you mix up and pour out over this beautiful paving, and it looks like you've just destroyed it with like soup or something, you know. I remember seeing that product and being like, this is never going to work. Why would you do this?
Really?
But, and I've said it a few times, but a product like that has an ease of wash off and a rapid set formulation, you wouldn't believe the finish. And town centres, city centres, public squares, some beautiful hotels, private homes, patios have been grouted across Ireland with this amazing product called Flowpoint. It continues after, it's about 20 years we've had that in the market, and consistently week after week we have the pleasure of supplying clients in every province of Ireland with that product. So we want to see urban spaces, town centres where you go shopping at the weekend. I want to go out with my family for a coffee or a bite to eat. And there's a big emphasis now on creating nice, modern, clean, smart environments to encourage more trade, to you know, have a nice sort of social space for people. So you know, that one little grout joint between the paving, which most people may not see or notice, but that is an area that we get to help in. We've primers and bedding mortars that also support that. But Flowpoint has been a product that has been a real runaway success, but it's also been backed up with years and years of hands-on, boots on the ground support, mixing, demonstrating, talking to specifiers, talking to engineers, helping understand what they need. Do they want a special colour? Do they want a recycled glass aggregate? You know, what can we do to help make that scheme better, more sustainable, And this is something that I find really exciting.
Yeah.
So you go to Cork, you go to Waterford, you drive through Limerick, you walk through Dublin, you go into Ballina, as you mentioned, parts of Donegal, Monaghan, Belfast, Derry. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
Ballybridge. It's just an incredible testimony to the excellences within the products that we offer. We have great confidence in the products we supply because we can prove and we can testify over a long period of time, not 3 weeks, not 3 months, but 30 years of the products performing to a very high standard. That actually is exciting.
Yeah. And if someone's listening, they're like, sounds exciting, and you seem like good folk, and would love to get my hands on this problem-solving material, whether it's a float point, a bedding mortar, like a wearing course, like a coal lay asphalt. How do you do business with Emtek?
Yeah, we're straightforward. You can ring us, you can contact us through our website, you can catch us on socials, drop us a message. We are a customer-orientated business. We place the customer at the center of what we want to do. So if we're asked to come and explain a product or maybe demonstrate, mix it, apply it, then we love doing that. So we're confident in it. We want to be accessible and available to our customers right across Ireland. Anywhere we will go if we're asked, and we do that regularly. It's probably something that sets us apart, but we believe in it. We're proud of the products. We want to show the customers, hey, there's a better way.
Yeah.
Try this product. In fact, we'll come and try it with you. We'll show you how simple this is to use. And I think in the pressure and constraints that we're under in the marketplace, let's be honest, people don't really want disruption. They just want to go to bed at night and wake up the next day and the work is done. That's not the real world. But if we can help ease some of the pressure, some of the stress by products that will set in 10 minutes, traffic it in an hour, walk on it in 30 minutes, put a 40-foot truck over the town centre in 4 hours, like that is helping the industry and the infrastructure be built well. It's stronger.
Yeah.
It opens the shop quicker. It opens the road quicker. And these are all now part of the space that we operate in that ease the pressure out of the system. So I find that quite interesting.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
Is there any, as you think about the construction materials, people listening, any final thoughts you think I want to make sure they know this?
Yeah. I mean, what I would say, we're always learning here, and we are pleased that we get to share our knowledge and experience. We're not saying we're the world expert. What we're saying is we've learned a few things. So I personally enjoy writing about that, creating technical guides, having those available for free on our website. So please download them.
Yeah.
But again, it's just being out with our customers, boots in the ground, seeing how we can help. It's a really satisfying part of the job. Managing the logistics, making sure we can provide the products in a timely manner. That has huge pressures in the current world we work in, but we have a great team, yourself included, and others in this business, Darren, that help us really drive that forward well. So it's an exciting time to be in the industry, working across all of Ireland. What I would say is there's a common thread. People expect and want, and rightly so, to have roads that don't have potholes, that don't have cracks, defects, that don't have collapsing pieces of ironwork, and they want to walk down beautifully paved, modern town centres.
Yeah.
So we're delighted to be able to play a small part in that, help our customers build a stronger infrastructure, and for people watching this, listening to this, just like you and I, that we can go out, drive safely, enjoy our free time, get around the country quickly and efficiently. We all play a part in that. So it's great to be involved in that sector of industry. And the construction industry in Ireland is an exciting one. And it's always innovating, it's always changing. 30 years ago, the products we had were brilliant. They're even, is brilliant a word?
More brilliant.
It amazes me how the products get better, and the feedback we give to the factory, listening to the customers, developing, innovating. I just find that incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
We get to really journey with the market, and hopefully I feel we have added some value to the market, I feel we want to continue to do that. So our posture is to keep helping, keep listening, keep innovating, and we want to help people in Ireland build stronger infrastructure. So yeah, we're excited about that. We're open for business, and we love to hear from our customers. So yeah,
That's
thanks.
great. Thanks, Neil.